What up, Instagram slash social media slash whatever, right? I want to talk about a little. I want to give a little free game today, right? It's really some expensive game, but it's some free game today, though, right? Because I just noticed somebody made a post talking about the banks collapsing. So I'm gonna just give you a quick run in because I've been into that, right? I'm all into that type of game. I'm locked in, so I know what's up, right? So because of inflation, due to inflation. Inflation means the prices of everything rise, from rent to motherfucking potato chips. All of that shit is going up. And the reason why that shit is going up is because during the pandemic, the federal government infused billions, maybe even trillions, I don't know the exact amount of money into the economy because, people didn't have no jobs and shit like that. So, and they had the stimulus, all of that type of shit. They had to bring the economy up. So once they brought the economy up, it was plenty of money out here, right? And when there's plenty of money out here, oh yeah, and because it was a shutdown, a lot of goods that we buy from overseas, from different countries, it was shut down, so we couldn't get it, right? The shit wasn't coming over here. It had to sit in ships and shit docked outside in the ocean and shit like that. It wasn't coming in. So the shit that was in, like just say for instance, like this brush, right? Motherfuckers want these brushes or something like that. Because I know it's a bunch of these brushes out there on the ship, but I got one that's in the house, right? I'm gonna tax you for this motherfucking brush. That brush gonna cost you a whole lot. So that inflated the price of brushes, or inflated the price of cars, inflated the price. You get the picture, right? So when you inflated the price of everything, the price went up. And there's plenty of money out here, so you niggas gonna shop, right? Y'all just gonna shop. Y'all gonna spend that little extras, right? But the government's job is to get some control over that, right? They gotta bring that shit down because that just ain't the way shit's supposed to be. So so they start raising interest rates. And when they raise interest rates on everybody. Everybody got to pay. Banks got to pay. Banks borrow money from the Federal Reserve. Banks, everybody, mortgages. They buy for mortgages, for whatever, right? And so when you raise interest rates, there's the price of money is expensive now. You can't borrow money at a higher interest rate and make money off of it, because most people that borrow money, they from small businesses to people to large corporations, whoever borrow money, they can't make money off of it because the interest rate is too high. So it doesn't make sense to really borrow money. So when you don't borrow money, it makes it's sucking the money out. Like all of that stimulus money that they put in, it's bringing it out. Because once you take all of the money out the economy, the prices got to come back down to meet demand. Because if I ain't got it, if you niggas ain't trying to spend this high price no more, because y'all ain't borrowing money no more, then I got to bring the price down to where it makes sense to you, right? So that's what's going on with the banks. The banks are collapsing because they can no longer borrow money. Well, they can, but they just don't want to pay that price. They don't want to pay that high interest rate price. So they borrow money from the Federal Reserve. They can't borrow money no more. But they don't want to borrow money no more because ain't nobody coming to borrow money from them because the interest rates is too high. So when and banks make some of their money from, but they make a lot of their money. They make probably the majority of their money from loaning out money, from interest on the money, with withdrawal fees, all that type of shit. But that ain't gonna be enough to sustain, especially when you got a bank that makes most of its money from interest rates. So I seen a lady made a post about that. She asked a question about why are the banks collapsing. So that's my 1-2 on that, right? So I'll just give you a little bit of game though, man. Just touch in on you with the economy. Let y'all know how this shit go. That's because that's how this shit go. All right now.